In this video, I want to prove the quadratic formula. Pause the video, try to prove it by yourself. Okay, let's put it together. Notice I read my x's like this. When I was 14, I moved to France. I noticed the French write their x's like this. I adopted that because if we write our x's as we do in the US with a simple cross, that cross might get confused with a y, it might get confused with a plus sign, it might get confused with a multiplication symbol. All right, let's go. So we're assuming a is not 0. I like this symbol. It means I'm connecting two statements that have the same truth value. In other words, I'm connecting two statements that are either both true or both false. It's a double-headed arrow. All right, so what I do is I factor out a on the left side. I made a mistake here. I know that with a pen I cannot erase. I could erase if I were using a pencil, but I still choose a pen because I find it pleasurable to write with a pen. I find pencils annoying, scratchy, and they're constantly getting dull. And even though you can erase with a pencil, it smears. So anyway, write with a pen. Unless I use printer paper, because if I use lined papers, I find the lines get in the way. Lined papers are for writing English essays. All right, and in higher math, we just go into the next line. So we just go to the next line. I divide both sides by a. Let's just check my work. So ax squared plus bx plus equals 0. Factor out a, so I get a times x squared plus b over ax plus c over a equals 0. Divide both sides by a, so I have x squared plus b over ax plus c over a equals 0. That's equivalent to x squared plus b over ax equals negative c over a, which is equivalent to x squared plus b over ax plus b squared over 4a squared equals negative c over a plus b squared over 4a squared, which is equivalent to x plus b over 2a squared. Let's check that. If we FOIL this, we get x squared plus 2 times x times b over 2a, which is this, plus b over 4a quantity squared, which is that. All right, we add the fractions on the right, we get b squared minus 4ac over 4a squared, which is equivalent to x plus b over 2a is equal to plus root b squared minus 4ac over 4a squared, or minus that root, which is equivalent to x plus b over 2a is equal to plus or minus b squared minus 4ac over 2a, which, notice I'm assuming that a is, I'm assuming, when I just did this, it didn't even occur to me, but I was subconsciously assuming that a was positive. If a were negative, then that assumption was harmless because of this plus or minus sign. So it matters not really whether a be positive or negative. So we just subtract negative b over 2a from both sides and we get this. I think it's important to prove everything you learn in math. I'd love to hear what you think, but part of me just thinks it's pointless to learn math unless you prove to yourself every fact that you learn in math. So for instance, if you're learning the quadratic formula, you can have a debate with me in the comments, but I ask you, what is the point of learning the quadratic formula or any fact in math for that matter without proving it to yourself, as we did here? All right, please support me through PayPal to devinwyndham@gmail.com. I also tutor, both in person and online. I am based in Fairfax, Virginia. If you're interested in tutoring, you can reach me at this email. Please subscribe to my channel. Bye.